What's up, stars? It's your girl Ivory Star with a Ratchet Astrology Report. Now, I was not supposed to be doing a video into the new moon, but I feel like I want to help prep y'all for the new moon because, on a collective, I feel like it's a lot of us really, really close. I know I am to manifesting like a lot of things that we have been hoping for, praying for years and years, and really just laboring for and working for. Like all the hard work is like really getting ready to pay off. So if you really been putting the work in, you know what I'm saying, get ready. And if you've been thinking about, putting extra work into your goals, your dreams, your manifestations, and you just haven't had the time, like this is the time for you to really reflect and make the time. So let's get into it, stars. So cosmically, let me tell you what's going on. So sun is conjunct, and we say conjunct in astrology, connected to, looking at, however you want to, express it. You know what I'm saying? They are connected. Their energies are connecting, Sun and Neptune. Now, Neptune is a generational planet. You have your personal planets. Those are the planets closer to the sun that orbit more often, like Mercury, Venus, and Mars. But then you have your generational planets where their orbit is really slow. So their energy is going to affect like whole generations. And Neptune happens to be the farthest planet. It's the blue planet. That's why they named it Neptune. Well, they kept the name Neptune because the Romans had already named the larger planets after their gods in Greek mythology, because those were the planets they could see. It was before telescopes and all of that stuff. So, later on in history, when we got telescopes and stuff like that, and they seen it, and Neptune really happened to be like this bold blue planet, you know what I'm saying? But it's far from the sun, and it's a very, very long orbit. Like, to make a full orbit around the sun takes Neptune, I think 162 years. Don't quote me on that, but it's a very, very long orbit around the sun. So, a lot of things go on the collective when, Sun and Neptune link up, because Neptune is the planet of, the third eye, basically. So I just want to talk to y'all about whether you're aligned or whether you're unaligned, and how it's going to affect you during this time as we get ready for this new moon. Because, Pisces is the sign of dreams. It's ruled by Jupiter, but it's also ruled by, Neptune. And with that type of placement, we really want to get into our dreams, our goals, our inspirations, really getting deep into that subconscious and pulling out the things that we need to really obtain the things that we want, because that's what we're using. We're using brain power. We're trying to work smarter and not harder. So, if you are aligned during this time, you're probably feeling more inspired, like ideas are kind of coming along quicker. You know what I'm saying? It's probably scary to you because it's like stuff that's like coming from nowhere, stuff that's been there the whole time that you overlooked in your mind. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, in your mind, that you overlooked, or thoughts that you let pass by that you thought were gone. They're coming back, and they are creating new ideas for you. Dreams, you know what I'm saying? Your dreams are probably more vivid. You are able to like feel yourself in your dream, walking through dreams. Is this a dream? Not really knowing the difference between dreams or reality. That is very strong under this Sun Neptune placement. Psychic receptivity, like you are, getting psychic vibes. Like you psychic vibes, like you're able to predict things, or you're having premonitions, or you're able to really feel things. You're able to see people and what they're doing in real time, or showing you things that's going on, or that is going to happen, or that has happened in the past. You know what I'm saying? Those type of psychic abilities to be able to see and connect with people from the past might be heightened. Illusions, we can put that on aligned side, but we're going to also put it on the unaligned side. Illusions, you know what I'm saying? Very vivid imagination on an aligned side, like a very vivid imagination on your behalf, really helping push your creativity, which is always heightened during Pisces season. Your intuition, getting stronger, you know what I'm saying? Your feelings, your gut feeling, you're going with it. It's feeling stronger. It's louder to you. It's like undeniable. It's like almost like your body and your intuition are connected. Like you can't even if your mind is telling you to do something different, your gut and your body have aligned and said, no, we're going to do this, even if it's against what your mind is saying. And that can cause some confusion if you're in a line. So, and spiritual enlightenment, you might be feeling the need to go deeper into your spiritual practice, into learning more about your ritual, your religion, or whatever it is that you are using to anchor yourself in spiritual practice, whether it's more into the voodoo, hoodoo, or whatever it is that you're using as a spiritual practice right now, as a ritual, as a self-awareness tool. That's what, because basically that's what you're doing. You're trying to learn more about yourself, to become your higher self, your highest self, really getting rooted and grounded and confident in who you are and not questioning. Because during this time, if you are unaligned, and that's what we're going to talk about now, you could be going through an identity crisis where you're questioning who you are, and, you know, questioning what it is that you want from this time, really questioning your purpose. Is this really what I want to do? Am I really on the right track? You're just having an identity crisis, and those are strong during this time, because that's a lot has to do with the mind. Because a lot of times we don't see things progressing. We say that we want to manifest our goals, we chase our dreams, and we start things, and then as soon as they not looking how we want it to look, we ready to let it go, and we question it like, man, did I make a bad decision? You know, maybe you could have made a bad decision. It could be a fail, but you don't have to look at it like a fail. You can look at it like a lesson either way it go. So if you look at it like a lesson either way it go, it's a win. You know what I'm saying? So wherever if you're questioning yourself, you know, weigh your options. It's just time for you to put some things on the scale. How are your resources being managed during this identity crisis? Are you spending too much time trying to figure out what to do next? Are you wasting time trying to figure out what to do next? Or are you really pursuing what it is that what your gut, your intuition, which should also be heightened right now? But can you hear your intuition? Can you hear yourself? Are you listening to yourself? Are you letting your mind override what your spirit is trying to tell you? Are you letting your body and your desires and what you want and what you need and what the things that you crave, are you letting them override things that are going to help your mind? You have to get aligned in order for your manifestation and for those dreams that you want to see appear, for them to work. So, if you are having an identity crisis during this time, it's because you are unaligned. The Neptune is the ruler of the third eye chakra. And, you know, the third eye is the gateway to other realms beyond our regular senses and what we can see with our two human eyes. So it's basically the eye of our mind. So what are you really looking at? Where's your mind at? What are you really paying attention to? What are you really focused on? You have to really see past that and get your focus if you're going to get through the haziness and the fogginess that comes with this time, with this transition of us going out of our cabin fever behavior and COVID-19 and getting ready for, you know, the air lightening up, and restrictions are starting to be lifted, and, you know, everybody's just ready to enjoy themselves and live their best life this summer. But where is your mind, is your focus at? Because you still have to think long term. And that's the problem that we have sometimes with our Neptune placements, is that we don't get a hold of our focus. So if you are unaligned, that means your third eye, you know, you check your third eye chakra. That's the place for you to start. So, you know, just to get in alignment with everything else. You might have a strong desire for peace and harmony. That's really going to, you just want balance, peace and harmony. That's the balance right there. That's the balance that you want, where everything in your life has integrated, came together, and is working in your favor, and it's not stopping you or getting in your way from what you have to do next. And that's why we have become this culture of cancel culture, cutting people off, because it's like, if you're not aligned with what I want to do next, then I feel entitled to go ahead and cut you off. And that's your choice, and that is your right. And I need y'all to remember something. You are nobody's trash can, okay? You cannot save the world. So, it's time for some of y'all to hang up y'all cape, okay? And quit trying to save everybody. A lot of these feelings that you feeling, they're not even yours. If you are in a place where you feel like, dang, I've been doing everything right. Why am I depressed? Why am I sad? They're probably not your feelings. Have you, been in communion with people who aren't really happy with themselves? Are you the only person around you that's like trying to vibe on a higher level? Everybody else still on low vibrational shit and not trying to really vibe higher? Are you the only person in your circle? Do you feel like you're the smartest person in your circle, or are your friends on a level where you feel like you are among people who understand you intellectually, have goals, have dreams, aspirations, their own, that they're reaching for, not trying to steal somebody else's, because that's also some low vibrational shit. And you don't know who you been around. Okay, so these are all things that we need to consider and think about during this time as well. But we have to just remember to stay focused and know that peace and harmony isn't always going to look like peace and harmony. There's going to be discord in your life. There's going to be discouragements. There's going to be death. There's going to be things that happen. People are going to get hurt. You might get hurt. Things can happen to you. You can lose it all. You can gain it all. Anything can happen at any given time, and that is what we have to remember. So if you really want to be balanced between peace and harmony, you have to remember what the things that are right there in the middle that is keeping peace and harmony off balance. They are still a part of our life. So where do you integrate those things where they don't affect you on an everyday basis? Another thing, deception. You can be, and these are all, and this is I'm going to talk about tricks of the mind. You want to be aligned so you can avoid those tricks of the mind that are trying to, get you to continue to be a sponge and soak up all these negative feelings. Because, when you are seeking light and you are a spiritual person, you begin to have a glow. You begin to have a light. And people who are in darkness, confused, lost, or don't know where they're going, they are going to automatically be attracted to you. So you have to be aware of times like this time where you are a sponge, and it is very easy for you to soak up other people's negative feelings and walk around with them, and you feel them festering slowly, but not paying attention to them because of the light that you walk in. You're still not paying attention. Don't let your own light that you walk in be the light that blinds you, that you are so blind to the fact that people are really trying to, suck up your energy, drain you. So be careful for a deception to see. If it don't sound right, check into it, read the fine paperwork. If ain't no paperwork, then you don't want to do it. Don't do nothing without no paperwork. Okay. Do not, all the handshake, hand-to-hand deals. I don't trust nobody during this time. Everybody's scamming. Okay. So at this is not a time that you can be easily deceived, because your mind is showing you one thing and people are still living in this reality of dog eat dog. I'm gonna get you before you get me. So be everybody getting ready for the summer. And everybody is trying to collect money. It's a money. That's all we hearing about is money. They're giving away money. Everybody starting businesses, people hustling on the side. It's money everywhere. So, just be careful for the deceit and, the deception that comes along during this time. Guilt. If you're having feelings of guilt, it's, you just need some healing. You need some healing, because if you feel guilty about something that you've done, we always try to tell people to just forgive themselves, but do we honestly tell people that they should go ask the people that they hurt for forgiveness? That's the problem. This is how we create narcissists, because you won't teach people to forgive themselves without asking the person that they hurt for forgiveness. We just make it seem like, you know what, just leave them alone. Don't say nothing else to them. Just forgive yourself and move on. No, you need to apologize. If you hurt somebody or you did something to somebody and you're feeling the guilt of it, that's probably because they're still feeling the pain of it, and you know it, and you know it in your heart. So if you really want to start the path of forgiving yourself, learn how to say I'm sorry. Learn how to say I'm sorry. Don't fall into this trap, because your mind is going to be forever be stuck. If you fall into this trap that if I do something to you, you know what, I'm just going to, that's even worse. That I just cut you off and then I never say sorry and I never apologize for it. And I'm just going on forgiving myself, living my life, going on to go hurt somebody else, because that's all you going to do. Addiction. They always make memes and jokes about Pisces and addiction, that they say that Pisces are druggies and they easily addicted to things because they fall under this Neptune planet placement or whatever. But on a serious note, this is a time because everybody's having these feelings of heaviness, and transition it's like we transitioning slow and fast at the same time, and it just creates a lot of illusion. There it is again, the confusion of, is this real or is this not real? It creates addiction. So talking about addiction, so it can, if you already have an addiction, it can increase during this time, or you can start feeling some type of burnout. Or if you do not have an addiction, this is not the time for you to pick one up. That's the scale that we're going to put it on. That's how we're going to weigh it out. So with that being said, and also, I almost forgot, if your man being a little clingy or really like attention seeking, like really want your attention, really want to be up under you, really like in your mix or in your face, that's because they're going through they're experiencing this too. See, astrology is not a respecter of persons. Just because women seem to like it a little bit more doesn't mean that men not susceptible. If we're just because they don't believe in it, don't mean it can't happen to them, and we already know that to be facts, the facts of life. So they are experiencing these things too. So is he aligned or is he unaligned? That's a question that you need to ask yourself about your partner. Okay, so one more note I want to give y'all is look for Leo in your chart, because with the Sun and Neptune conjunction, please remember that Sun rules over the sign of Leo. So you are feeling some heightened feelings of transition in terms. Just look for where it is in your chart first. Okay, so for example, I have Leo as a ascendant. So as my rising sign, the part of my personality being affected is what's going to be, the attributes of Neptune. So my rising sign is basically my social personality, and this is how it's going to read. Leo, the sign, of humility and the ego and self and stuff like that, because it falls under the Sun. And Neptune being the planet of dreams and spirituality, I'm going to, and I'm telling you that I am focused on the way that I am being seen by the world in my spiritual practice. What parts of my spiritual practice do I want to share with the world, if that makes any type of sense? So, look at, if you have Leo in your chart is going to be affected, the way that you're going to read is find out where that Leo is. So if it's in your sun sign and the Sun is Neptune, you know what I'm saying? You're probably going to be focused more on your spiritual practice at home. You know what I'm saying? You just have to look at where the placements are, if that's a deeper place that you want to go. But basically, that's all I wanted to tell you, that Sun is connecting with Neptune, or in astrology terms, Sun conjunct Neptune right now. So we may be having these hazy feelings and things going on. But if you are aligned and you have been, meditating and putting the work in, doing the shadow work, not, avoiding problems, really dealing with issues as they come up, because that's really the true way to get aligned. Because you cannot ask for things and then when it comes to your face, you try to hide your face or try to act like it's not there, because now you're just piling the mess back in that you claim that you're trying to clear your life of. So let's not do that. And, you know, we're going to get ready for this new moon. So we're really going to really start getting into these manifestation practices. You know, we don't want to just be watching videos and showing up to places and not really putting the work in. Do you really want it? If you don't, then, you know, just let it go and go find something else for you to do. Otherwise, you're going to just be wasting your life and wasting your time. And you're going to look up and you're going to realize how much time you wasted doing something that you didn't want to do at the time, that you weren't ready for, all because it was a trend or a fad. We have to let those type of attitudes go if we're really going to grow and be better people. Okay, so that's all I got to say for today. I'll see y'all in a few days for the new moon. I want to share a couple of my rituals with you guys, and, you know, make sure after you watch this video, if you have a new moon ritual practice or something you want to do, you can hit me up on my blog, hit me up on the YouTube, you know, or Facebook. You know, all my information will be at the end of this video. So I love y'all, and I will see y'all for the new moon. We gonna manifest some shit. All right.